Imagine a continent powered not by tangled wires or fragile poles, but by invisible waves filled with energy moving freely through the air. Across Africa, millions still live without steady electricity. Their days and nights are limited by darkness, by the constant noise and smoke of diesel engines. Power cuts happen almost every day, and in many remote places, the grid never reached at all. But what if electricity could travel through space without cables or towers? What if light, warmth, and movement could be delivered wirelessly even to the most isolated village? This isn't the plot of a science fiction story. It's a real transformation already taking place. Africa is moving confidently into a new era of energy independence. At the center of this progress is wireless power transmission, a technology that once sounded impossible but is now proving itself across the continent. Wireless power offers freedom from the expensive and difficult work of building and maintaining electrical grids. Instead of laying thousands of kilometers of cables through forests, deserts, and mountains, energy can now move through the air. What began as an experiment is becoming a large-scale reality, lighting up homes, schools, hospitals, and industries. It's changing Africa's energy future completely. This technology is based on a principle known for more than 100 years: transferring power using electromagnetic waves. Nikola Tesla dreamed of a world powered without wires, but his time didn't have the tools to make it happen. Now the world does. Wireless power transmission turns electricity into high-frequency signals that travel through the air. Receivers, tuned to these signals, capture them and change them back into usable power. One common approach uses resonant inductive coupling, where energy moves between coils through magnetic fields. Another method is microwave power beaming, which focuses energy across distances. Each system has its advantages, but both remove the need for physical connections. Africa's large size and scattered population make normal power grids slow and costly to build. That's where wireless energy becomes powerful. It doesn't matter how rough the land is or how far apart communities are. From Congo's deep forests to Ethiopia's highlands, energy can move freely without cables. With just a transmitter and a receiver, an entire community can have light. Imagine a solar farm sending power to villages miles away without a single line hanging between them. That's already happening in countries like Zimbabwe, Ghana, and Kenya, where pilot projects are testing the technology in both rural and urban areas. A Zimbabwean inventor, Maxwell Chikumbutso, has been central to this progress. His wireless power systems are being tested in homes and hospitals, providing instant, clean electricity. No fuel, no wires, just invisible energy moving through space. For many decades, Africa's electrical networks were incomplete, built long ago for limited regions during colonial times. Those systems were never meant for everyone. But now, a new model is rising, created by Africans for Africans. It's not a small improvement, it's a total change. The effects are life-changing. A rural clinic that once depended on candles can now run fridges for vaccines. A remote school can light classrooms, power computers, and connect to the internet without waiting for grid expansion. A small business owner can operate tools powered wirelessly from a nearby solar hub. The environment benefits too, because wireless systems can be fueled by renewable energy sources like solar, wind, and kinetic power. This means no pollution, no diesel smoke, and no dependency on imported fuel. Children no longer study by kerosene lamps that damage their lungs. Women no longer walk hours just to charge a phone. Electricity flows quietly and cleanly, improving lives everywhere it reaches. The movement is also creating new jobs. Technicians, engineers, and innovators are being trained to install and maintain these systems. African universities are introducing wireless energy programs, and startups are partnering with governments and nonprofits to scale up pilot projects into national solutions. The momentum keeps growing, and with it, the benefits. Energy poverty, long a serious barrier, is starting to fade. With power comes access to opportunity, communication, and business. Healthcare improves when lights and machines are reliable. Education thrives when classrooms stay bright. Economies grow as work hours extend and productivity rises. All this is happening without laying a single kilometer of copper wire. There are still challenges. The technology's setup cost is high, and new regulations must be made for safety and performance. But the potential far exceeds the obstacles. In some pilot regions, wireless systems already perform better than older mini grids. Communities that used to rely on noisy diesel generators now enjoy clean, silent power. Children play under bright lights. Markets stay open late, and farmers run irrigation systems beyond daylight hours. The results are visible: more students attending school, better healthcare, and stronger local economies. Wireless energy isn't a luxury, it's becoming essential. Where building a grid could take years, wireless energy can reach in days. Africa's challenging geography is no longer an issue. Rivers, deserts, and mountains no longer block energy flow. The dream of bringing electricity to every person is now within reach. This isn't just technology, it's a social revolution. People are no longer waiting for the grid. They're building a new one themselves: wireless, open, and African. It's a story of necessity turning into invention, of innovation born from real needs. And this is only the beginning. With more investment, wireless power could reach every corner of Africa, from coastal islands to landlocked nations. Refugee camps and disaster zones can also benefit quickly from this system. Imagine setting up a transmitter that powers a hospital tent or water purifier within minutes. In emergencies, wireless power restores light and hope at the same time. The skills to build and maintain these systems are growing inside Africa. Engineers are trained locally, and manufacturing is starting to move to regional factories. This reduces dependence on imports and foreign aid, giving Africa more control over its future. Wireless energy becomes more than just technology. It becomes a symbol of freedom. Over the next years, this wireless grid could grow into a continental web, a connected system of transmitters and receivers sending clean energy across Africa. Smart cities, connected farms, and sustainable villages could all run on invisible electricity. What seemed like a dream now feels certain. Africa isn't following others, it's leading a new way, a path shaped by creativity, resilience, and progress. At the heart of it all is freedom: freedom from outdated grids, from fossil fuels, from energy poverty, freedom to grow, to learn, to heal, to build. And it begins with power, wireless power, flowing not only through the air, but through ambition and vision. Scaling this movement takes teamwork, funding, and planning. Wireless energy is still early in wide adoption. One of the main hurdles is creating enough local factories to produce transmitters and receivers affordably. Many parts are still imported, raising costs. But entrepreneurs are already changing that, launching small factories and innovation hubs across the continent. These centers build hardware and train future energy experts. Universities in Kenya, Nigeria, and Rwanda now teach wireless energy engineering. Students design prototypes and contribute to real projects, ensuring local expertise for the future. Another need is for standard rules and safety guidelines. If misused, wireless signals could interfere with communication or pose health risks. That's why the African Union and energy regulators are working with scientists to set continent wide standards. International groups like the ITU and IRENA are also offering technical help and frameworks. Governments are developing policies to attract investors, using subsidies and tax benefits to speed up adoption. Private companies are joining the effort too. Rural energy startups that once focused on solar panels are turning to wireless systems. Their test projects are proving that decentralized grids can work safely and effectively. In northern Uganda, one company powered 12 villages using 3 main transmitters and several small receivers, bringing 24-hour electricity to 8,000 people within half a year. In Tanzania, wireless systems are running water pumps and cold storage in farming regions. Farmers no longer wait for fuel deliveries or rely on unpredictable weather. Their crops grow better, waste drops, and incomes rise. In the Sahel, solar powered wireless networks are helping farmers fight desertification by supporting sustainable irrigation. Healthcare is seeing major benefits too. Clinics that once closed at sunset now operate nonstop. Vaccines stay cold, machines stay on, and emergency surgeries are done safely at night. In many regions, maternal deaths have dropped where wireless power is steady. Doctors feel confident, patients feel safe. Wireless power is restoring both function and dignity in healthcare. Education is being transformed as well. Schools once dark and silent now glow with light and sound. Students use tablets and computers, connect to online resources, and interact with the world. Teachers use projectors and multimedia to make lessons engaging. Attendance has improved, especially among girls. In many areas, digital libraries and virtual classrooms are now real. The energy gap between cities and villages is narrowing fast. Businesses are also thriving. Small shops, tailors, welders, and cafes can now stay open into the night. New industries are forming around local grid management and efficient devices. Young innovators are creating apps and tools for smart energy use. In areas that once suffered from unemployment, wireless power is driving entrepreneurship. With stable electricity, mobile banking expands into rural zones, giving families access to savings, credit, and insurance. Economic stability grows as people invest in their futures. This success is drawing attention beyond Africa. Other regions in Asia and Latin America are studying Africa's progress. If Africa can scale this technology, it could lead the world into a new energy age. Global investors are beginning to see Africa as a hub of innovation, not a place of need. Support from climate funds, development banks, and venture capital is essential to continue this progress. A stable, well powered Africa benefits the whole world through trade, climate action, and security. The African diaspora is also contributing. Remittances are funding local energy projects. skilled engineers abroad are returning home to start labs and companies. This is partnership, not aid, a collaboration built on shared goals. The cultural impact is enormous. Wireless energy is changing how Africa sees itself. It's rewriting the story from struggle to strength. Artists, filmmakers, and writers are capturing this change in their work. Youth movements are using wireless energy projects to promote innovation and climate responsibility. It's becoming a symbol of hope and pride. Women are taking leading roles too, managing community energy units and earning income from wireless systems. They're gaining independence and helping close gender gaps in education and work. In the future, Africa's wireless network could power much more than homes and schools. It could support smart agriculture, drones, IoT sensors, and even electric vehicles charged through the air. Cities could be designed from the start around wireless power. Artificial intelligence could manage energy flow for fairness and efficiency. Communities could control their own microgrids locally, making them resilient against political or environmental disruptions. During floods, droughts, or conflicts, mobile transmitters could restore power instantly. Wireless energy will also cut carbon emissions dramatically by replacing diesel and coal. A clean, green, wireless Africa will be a major victory for the planet. Many governments are already including wireless systems in their national climate plans. Carbon credit programs are funding new projects, while green financing attracts investors who want both profit and positive impact. But maybe the biggest change is emotional. For the first time in a long time, Africans feel they own their energy future. They're not waiting for foreign companies or aid. They're creating power themselves, independent, sustainable, and wireless. It's a shift from waiting to leading, from limitation to empowerment, happening literally at the speed of light. Africa isn't just being powered, it's powering itself. And in doing so, it's showing the world a new way forward. Across the continent, homes shine on hillsides, schools glow in deserts, and farms hum at twilight. Invisible waves of energy connect people from Cape Town to Cairo, Lagos to Lusaka. The current flows not in metal wires, but in determination, science, and hope. Africa's wireless grid is more than a technical success. It's a message to the world. We will not wait, we will build, and the future is already here. Africa is rising wirelessly, and nothing can stop it.